Next up, those nice folk at Nidacar sent us to Lake Karapiro to take in the massiveness that is the 2017 Charity and Classic Car Display and Family Fun Day. It's not just the event's name that's enormous. As far as turnout goes, they don't get much bigger than this one, the gate crew losing count after 1,500 vehicles this year. And the best bit? Well, thanks to the huge effort by Waikato Club Stragglers Rod and Custom, this day is all about the kids, with proceeds from the day going to local charities.
Stragglers is a fantastic club to be a part of, very small. This is our one big event for the year. We feel that if we can put something back into the community and help the kids, especially our kids who are less fortunate than others, that's pretty much it for our club, yeah.
It's fabulous, you know, it's a great old thing, and good for the community, good for the kids. Yeah, that's what it's all about.
It'd be very fair to say the event has now grown into its most recent location, the Lake Karapiro Domain, a little south of its previous home in Cambridge. Although the move was initially a last-minute plan B when some dodgy trees ruled out the first spot, hindsight now suggests it was meant to be, with numbers well beyond the original's capacity.
Love the event. We used to go to the event when it was in the basin at Cambridge, and just the number of people here, the cars, you know, it was 800 cars at Cambridge, and it's, you know, over 1,000 now. It's horrendous. It's awesome, and you get to just meet people, talk to people.
This is one of the musts. You've got to come to this show. Funny enough, all of my cars that I've had, it's always been the first time to this show, and this is the first time it's sort of been here all done up, so it's great. 1957 Chevy Pickup, and we've got a 348 big block Chev in it with a 671 blower on it now. Originally I got the 58 Bel Air, and that's always been my dream car I had. Then I wanted a work truck, so I bought this, and you know, fitted the bill finally, until I decided one day to start tidying it up, and then it's no longer a work truck, and now I had to buy something else for work. Every time I did something to it, I could just see the beauty in it, and it just led from one thing to another, and next minute I've got this, so yeah, great to have it. Privileged.
Finding the lake a little short on swell, but certainly looking the part, was this straggler.
It's a 1960 Chevy Nomad. I've had it for probably 8 years. Just a work in progress, really. Doing little bits as I can. It's like running a 305 with a 350 turbo, and pretty much a daily driver. Drive as much as I can. Burn some fuel. A little bit here, a little bit there. I've done the roof, so it's got to do a bit of the doors and stuff, so, you know, rubber bank could be good.
It's a 1959 Mercury Montclair, obviously two-door hardtop. Originally would have had a 383, but I've powered it with a 390 because when it came into the country, apparently out of a wrecker's yard, no motor, knackered suspension, but awesome body, yeah. Had to repaint the bonnet because it wasn't original and didn't match the car, but the rest of the body, basically we've done no rush repairs, given it a polish, and we just put wax on it. Yeah, fantastic. Oh, I think I know probably about half a dozen there, yeah, but no, not too many around, eh? None that look like this one anyway.
So we've got a 67 Chev, was a C20, is converted to a C10 if you like, so it's rather than 8-load wheels, gone down to 5, and it's running a small block Chevy, aluminium heads and dedicated LPG. Probably had it for, I would say probably 9 to 10 years or so, maybe longer. Time goes, you know. It was one of those deep freeze models that were bought in way back in '67 for big deep freeze down South Island. So it originally started as one of those and sort of worked his way around to all sorts of things, and beaten up and well used and fairly worn out when I got it, so yeah.
Those terms could also be applied to Stragglers members after shepherding 1,500 plus vehicles in and out, let alone the months of planning. But hey, we didn't hear any complaints.
It doesn't get any better than that, you know. You look around the lake here and the trees and the park and the way everything's maintained, and it's perfect for this, yeah, absolutely perfect.
Okay, thanks to Nidacar, we're back at Karapiro for the massive charity classic car display put on by Stragglers Rod and Custom. With a mind-boggling turnout of over 1,500 vehicles, auto events in New Zealand don't get much bigger than this one.
Oh, yeah, New Zealand's crazy, really, isn't it? You think about the small population that we have and the amount of people that enjoy the car scene, you know, it is amazing, yeah, it's pretty cool.
We don't need an excuse these days, do we? But yeah, it's always great to have good weather and to go for a run in your car.
It takes a lot to stand out among the hordes of cars, caravans, bikes and things that sort of look like bikes, but the blazing Lambo pearl hue coating Graham's Roadrunner worked for us. This was the car's second Karapiro show outing, but only just.
We bought it in Tauranga on the Saturday, and on the Sunday drove it straight to here. And then I've had it here, so I've had it a year since. And yeah, we just drive it as often as we can and get it out on the road and make use of it. It's a 1971 Chrysler. It's actually satellite, dressed as a Roadrunner. It's got a 440 in it. Love driving it, and just it gets looks everywhere it goes. Doesn't matter from kids, they'll give you the thumbs up when you're driving. The colour just makes it stand out something incredible. And yeah, we have heaps of fun with it. Chrysler Mopar mad. I love my Chryslers, and I've got a few of them. Love the big bulkiness of them. Just love the shape of anything through that era.
While the day's official start time was 9 a.m, Grant's day dawned a whole lot earlier, making the drive from Napier in his mild custom Buick Special.
It's model 46R. Yeah, and it's running the original running gear. It's a 364 nail head with the Dynaflow transmission and torque tube into the original diff. Goes really well, just a 2-barrel, but you know, it's had a tickle up. Transmissions had a little bit of a birthday as well, and yeah, no, it gets along real well. Yeah, very happy with it. Yeah, well, a little bit of a story with this one. It was originally, I saw it for sale over in America, probably 9 years ago. They said to me, look, we sold this, you know, a good 8 months ago. So I said to them, well, look, maybe take it off your website, you know. Anyway, 2 weeks later, having a look on Trade Me, and you wouldn't believe it, here's the same car sitting up in Tauranga, 60 k's away from where I was living at the time. Got hold of the guy, and I said to him, look, I've been chasing this thing, unbelievable, can I have first option? So shot up and had a look, and bought it straight away, you know. But back then it was satin black, it was sitting on a very early air ride setup. So I did a swap with another guy, took his lowered original suspension and he took my airbags, and we cruised around in it like that for a little while, and then my niece approached me one day and she said, Grant, can we borrow the car for my wedding? I want something cool for the boys to turn up. And so it was a little bit patchy, so I got hold of GT Norris, who was running the Autoholics paint shop at the time. And I said to GT, can I come over and squirt a coat of black on this thing just to tidy it up a bit? And he said, yeah, bring it over, bring a box, you know how it goes. I think it was about, I don't know, a couple of boxes of beer, and 48 hours later the whole thing was completely stripped on the floor. Interior was out, fenders were off, and I had to borrow my mate's Pontiac for the wedding.
But just like the event itself, a change of plans is clearly not always a bad thing. 2 locations, and now 12 years down, the Stragglers had already been able to hand over in excess of $130,000 to local kids' courses in the Waikato. And that's before the monster that was this, the 2017 show. Great stuff.